What's up, everyone? After a 4-year-long hiatus, DJW Gaming is back. I know, it's a glorious day. A truly great day in world history. December 19th, 2024. And yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. So, in the past 4 years that I've been gone, let me just go over that real quick. Honestly, I was doing a lot of other stuff. I had a lot of stuff going on in life, but we're back because I don't have as much going on right now, so I'm chilling. And yeah, I just wanted to share one of my favorite games with all of you that I've been playing ever since I stopped uploading to DJW Gaming. It's called Campaign Trail Showcase. I love elections. I love politics now. And this is one of, if not my favorite games, like, of all time, period. It's so good. You can play in elections. You can play in so many different elections. There's so many choices, and there's so many just great options and replayability value of this that I can make so many videos about this, and I will stay passionate about it. And we're back, guys. We are actually back. We are so Barack, one might say. It's no longer Jover, as others might say. Now, when I think about playing a campaign trail mod, what do I think about? Well, there's obviously a lot of good choices, as you can see. Lots of interesting stuff. But when you really get down to the brass tacks of it, is there anything better than, drumroll please, Obamanation, Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my gosh, it's Michelle Obama. Thank you for making our school lunch healthier, Michelle. And BP Spill, blame Obama. Vote here now. Thank you, BP Spill. So, I will just show you guys a run through of what this game is like. It is so fun. There's so many different options. It's like a create your own adventure kind of novel. This mod in particular, not all the mods. Most of the mods aren't like this. This is one of the better mods. In my opinion, the create your own adventure mods are more fun and compelling than the other ones, but I still really like the other ones, just for the for clarity purposes. So let's read the title text. We're going to go through this step by step. I usually go through the mods much faster than this, but I just want to go nice and slow through this to show you all what it's like playing through one of these mods for the first time. It is an experience, and you will enjoy it, trust me. And DJW Gaming is back, guys. Isn't that crazy? I think it's crazy. So, starting off, 2012, Obamanation. Barack Hussein Obama, the first black president, the Antichrist, as said by right-wingers. I don't endorse that. The demagogic liar has succeeded in advancing himself to the highest office in the land, on the premise he'd fulfill the hopes and channel the grievances of all the extremists, not extremities, and victims who've placed him there. Under the ever-present eyes of his teachers, the time has come to take his place as the fourth horseman of the apocalypse that will ring in a new America. And so on and so forth. You get the gist. And it's Barack Obama. The smooth and charming Barack Obama from parts unknown was the perfect agent of change when he arrived on the scene in 2008. With a blinding smile, armed with a fine-tuned folksy vernacular, the freshman senator and community organizer didn't spend his early years under careful mentorship of Bill Ayers, Louis Farrakhan, and Jeremiah Wright for nothing. He's a man on a mission from a lower power, from a higher power, from a middle power. Who knows? He's Barack Obama. He's epic. And then, of course, Joseph Robinette Biden. Look at his silly face. He's just goofing it up. Now, let's begin. So, I'll show you guys all this stuff. So, basically, there's 39 questions, or statements, or whatever you want to call it. This thing up here asks you what you're gonna, usually asks a question or a statement of what's going on, and then you respond to it with one of these answers that you can choose from, and it'll affect the map, differently, the polling, basically, for your next election. And you can really see how tenuous some things are, but as Obama, we start off in a very good position because, he won in a landslide in 2008, so this pretty much reflects what was going on. Now, I'll read each of the statements, and then I'll answer with what I think is the best answer to it. And yeah, I'm just so happy to be back, guys. I always love doing this, and I'm a lot older now, but I'm still with it. I'm still with it. I'm not a boomer. All right. The crowd stands in awe of the Messiah. Nearly 2 million Americans await the words of the first black president to ring through the National Mall. You've captured the hearts of these men and women with soaring platitudes, promising hope and change, as aided by lingering failures of your predecessor, W. In the frostbit chill of winter, they've assembled this inauguration day. What note do you want to strike? So, all of these things, I think the best one is... Where is it? I gotta find it. Here we go. Through a consistent and diligent work ethic, we'll succeed in implementing a system that benefits all Americans. I'm going to hit the ground running. This will be a show of force, and I wasn't just talking a big game. My administration will aim high. Based in Obama pilled? You confront Bush, and then, look, don't know what you got till it's gone, and his wife, Laura, and send them on their way back to Crawford in the standard pleasantries expected of a presidential transition. He looks so broken. Head of gray hair. He's unrecognizable from just 8 years ago. You know you shouldn't, but you do pity him, even if it's only because you could end up the same way. Aw, poor Obama. Only a few days into your term, the U.S. Central Command have requested an early decision be made on whether a troop increase as ordered by the Joint Chiefs of Staff be approved. Vice President Biden emphasizes the imperativeness of a withdrawal, while Secretaries Hillary Clinton and Robert Gates urge caution in abandoning America's mission abroad. Amidst it all, CIA Director Michael Hayden pulls you aside, presenting reports of an al-Qaeda and Taliban presence, not president, that'd be weird, along the tribal areas of Pakistan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drone strike them. Obama! Let's go. Boom. Understood, Mr. President. The drone strike on the area ends the lives of 20 civilians, most of them from a single family. Uh-oh. Blinding a 14-year-old, failing to kill any terrorist. Whoopsies. Whoopsie-doozy. A Washington Post article published shortly after remains blissfully unaware of it all, taking the word of the state for fact and reporting that 10 insurgents were killed. Epic. Now, what state are we going to visit? I think Pennsylvania is always a good choice. That's always a swing state. You preferred man for Health and Human Services Secretary, Tom Daschle, has been exposed for tax evasion. Silly Daschle. Tax evasion is for kids, I guess. Republicans are pouncing on the first of what they anticipate to be many controversies that'll impact your administration and suggest to you, given your lack of experience, may have failed to properly vet all the nominees for your cabinet. What's your next move? I'm going to stick with Tom Daschle. Tax evasion is so silly, isn't that right, Daschle? We're just going to keep you here. Daschle is confirmed, but barely. He only gets through because many of his colleagues from his Senate days are still in the chamber. Axelrod nervously frets over your decision, asking if you really want to put up with the stink of his soiled reputation for the next 4 years. Hell yeah, I do. Let's go, Tom Daschle. Boom. Daschle party. Okay. An economic downturn of cataclysmic proportions has begun to unfold. News breaks that the Lehman Brothers, the fourth largest investment bank in the U.S., is on the verge of bankruptcy following months of losses estimated to be in the billions. Whoa, that's a lot of moolah. That's a lot of money. Thanks to their investments in subprime mortgage securities, CNBC... Oops, there was a period there. CNBC hosts a livid Jim Cramer decrying the ignorance of the federal government for allowing this to happen. Stocks plummet. This isn't the change people were hoping for. Okay, we'll bail them out then. Boom. You know, this has the potential to cause a ripple effect. Old folks have their 401ks and their votes. I can't allow myself to be seen as taking away grandma's money that she needs to heat her house. The folks at Fox will just have a field day with this. I'll bail out Lehman. Okay. Congress quickly passes a bill to loan Lehman Brothers $100 billion. Bank of America buys them after. The bankers are saved. Betrayed Obama supporters take to daily coast, loudly demanding bailouts for those defaulting on their mortgages. Michael Moore says he'll have to push his newest film back. Okay, Michael Moore, I don't care. I'm Obama. The black swan won't fly away. The Federal Reserve has stepped in, to shore up several financial institutions, including the American International Group. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke meets with you and Speaker Nancy Pelosi, advising Congress authorize an emergency $700 billion fund to acquire toxic mortgages. If it doesn't pass, then God help us all. Your Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner concurs, yet during a late-night advisory council with Ayers, he tells you to squash it. Who do you trust? I'm bailing him out. I'm bailing him out. Boom. I bailed him out. After a few weeks, economic analysis can confidently say we've emerged from the eye of the storm, but we're only now experiencing the beginnings of a serious recession. Unemployment is up to 7.3%, especially in the crumbling blue wall, Rust Belt states. Democrats in Congress are drooling over a slew of spending proposals to stimulate the economy. With the absence of a Republican president to stymie their ambitions, they expect you to champion a massive package. We're going $1 trillion passage. Tom Daschle, help me out. HHS Secretary Tom Daschle leads a helping hand. Lends, not leads, giving the Democratic Senate majority advice as they craft a hefty stimulus package. Despite some defections, a $1.1 trillion stimulus package is passed through reconciliation, avoiding the perils posed by falling short of 60 votes. Let's go. Thank you, Tom Daschle, based as always. All right. With all the economic pandemonium, you've left Iraq and Afghanistan, America's two ongoing wars held over from the Bush administration, on the back burner thus far. You're set to give a speech over in the Eisenhower building on your administration's strategies for those wars. What's the game plan? We're sticking in both of them. We're staying in Iraq and Afghanistan. Obama and Biden. The only allies from Chicago that you're allowed to be seen in public with, David Axelrod and Rahm Emanuel, along with loyal servant to the party, Jim Messina, are looking ahead to the 2012 election. They're telling you that the Republican governor of Utah, John Huntsman, a moderate and scion of a family known for its chemical company, poses the greatest threat to your re-election prospects. The trio believe it's best to deal with Huntsman early by luring him into committing primary suicide through acceptance of an appointment to the administration. No, and not adding a Republican. Nope. Get out of here, Huntsman. Get out. Justice David Souter, one-time Republican appointee turned enemy of the Second Amendment and prophet of eminent domain, is retiring from the Supreme Court. Long a disappointment to conservatives, his decision to retire under your presidency is final and perhaps the greatest betrayal of the conservative movement. Who are you going to appoint? We're going to go with Judge Diane Wood. She likes abortions, guns, healthcare, and member of Planned Parenthood. Let's do it. Aw, man, we failed. No. It's okay. After years of bloated bureaucracy, empowered unions, and foolhardy free trade agreements, General Motors, America's largest automaker, is on the verge of collapse as their sales take a nosedive. Axelrod sees a bailout of GM as an opportunity to burnish your pro-labor credentials, though the thought of encouraging corporate welfare gives you second thought. We're bailing them out. Boop. We got this. Bail out General Motors. After months of distractions, bad headlines, Axelrod is pressing for you to pivot again. This time he wants you to your focus to be on healthcare. Rahm thinks it's best for you to let Congress take the lead on crafting legislation giving the healthcare debacle of the 90s, but Ayers urges you to remain firm and unchanged by the influence of regressives who fester within your party, and to push for a more collectivist legislation. We're gonna go with the AEI plan, where you pick up Republican votes. Hopefully that will work. We'll see. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what answers you pick beforehand, and I always forget what the right combination is. Like, I have a general idea, a general understanding, but it's not foolproof. Although many Americans thought your ascendancy to power signified the beginning of a long-fabled post-racial America, you're confronted with a growing national debate over the arrest of well-known black historian Henry Louis Gates Jr. in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The arrest came after Gates attempted to break into his own home after finding his door jammed. Claims of racial profiling and allegations Gates instigated the officer to act abound. Farrakhan and Wright think it's high time for you to start working on behalf of your own. What will it be? You know what? Let's have a beer with him. What is it that they say about the president the American people just could see themselves having a beer with? Seems to me like this is a rather opportune time to have Mr. Gates and the officer over at the White House so we could just talk it over. Boom, let's talk it out. We're all buddies here with Obama. Okay. Less than a year into your presidency, with zero foreign policy accomplishments under your belt, the Norwegian Nobel Committee has awarded you the Nobel Prize. Following immediate backlash, they fabricate an explanation, citing your extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples. Are you actually going to accept this award? Yeah, I'm going to accept this award. I am a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Let's go. Let's go. Bump. I got it. Ted Kennedy has succumbed to cancer. No! Ted Kennedy! You can't. No! Anyway, and taken with him the Democrat supermajority. Governor Deval Patrick of Massachusetts has appointed the placeholder Democrat to Kennedy's seat with a special election scheduled for May 2010. Given how healthcare was Kennedy's pet issue for the majority of his career, Ron believes it's wise for you to politicize his demise in order to aid the prospects of your own healthcare reform. Yep, I'm going to go with, where's the AEI plan? Where is it? There it is. Oh, what? No way, it didn't pass? That's actually crazy. It usually does. It's early, Axelrod reassures you. You violently massage your temples. This is not good. It's been a year into your presidency, and you've been assailed on all fronts as a weak and ineffective leader. No health care? What a flop of a presidency this is turning out to be. Republicans are running circles around you. You're being played for a fool. Your supporters feel like suckers. Polls are turning against you. It's not too late, Axelrod repeats to you. It's not too late. You know, David, stop putting this nonsense in my face like this. Really, I'll recover. Maybe I've been too partisan. I haven't been giving the Republicans a chance. I need to moderate, maybe. But we'll fix this. Okay, we got this. Don't worry. Yes, we are going to have the IRS go after the Tea Party. Based Obama? Another former Republican appointee turned enemy of the Grand Old Party, Justice John Paul Stevens, has announced his retirement from the court, clearing the way for a second appointment from you. Bob Bauer needs to know your choice now, so he may run effective background checks, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go with Kagan. Yep. Boom, Kagan gets appointed. We're chilling. We got this. We're gonna win. Don't worry. Trust the plan. You learn from your staff that Rolling Stone, a publication typically favorable to you, is about to come out with an article about General Stanley McChrystal, the top commander of American and Allied forces in Afghanistan. 2, 3, 4. In the article, McChrystal criticizes your demeanor and conduct during meetings, describing you as being uncomfortable and intimidated around military brass at meetings, that you didn't seem very engaged about the war in Afghanistan, and goes so far as to characterize you as the enemy over your policy disagreements. Rahm insists that the general must go for this blatant act of insubordination, but Gates thinks we should let this slide, given his ability to effectively keep the Taliban at bay. Yep, we're keeping them. It's okay. You can stay, McChrystal. You're chill. I know you didn't really mean it, right? Wink. Right? Progressives in Congress view the country's recession as an opportunity to come down hard on Wall Street. After 30 years of deregulation, they are out for blood. Ayers tells you to strike at the heart of the capitalistic oppressors. There will be no better time than now. Larry Summers, however, is urging you to take a more cautious approach. Well, okay. Let's. We are gonna go with the Republicans. Boop. Because we would not be able to pass anything on our own in this political climate. The obesity epidemic ravaging American youth is a burden weighing heavily on our nation's reputation, not to mention prospective military recruitment. Michelle has cooked up a host of ideas on how to combat the problem as part of her Let's Move initiative. Generate new nutrition standards for school lunchrooms to follow and abide by, such as reduce portion sizes, regulate the content of such ingredients like sugar and sodium in meals, and do away with whole milk. Will you help her get this passed? No, I'm not. I will not get that passed. I will not get that passed because it'll make me unpopular with the youth, with the silly teenagers of this great nation. As the dust continues to settle following the shocking scale of your party's midterm losses, bruh. Oh well, you have one less opportunity to cram legislation through this lame duck session of Congress. Reid and Pelosi have told you that you don't have much political capital left on the Hill, but you could pass something a little less controversial. Okay, let's get rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Boom. Gay people in the military. Boom. Boom. Got it. Bruh, okay. In a letter to Senator Chuck Grassley, your DOJ has admitted to allowing licensed firearms dealers in Arizona to knowingly sell firearms to straw buyers in a harebrained effort to track the firearms back to Mexican drug cartels. Known within the ATF as Operation Fast and Furious, the initiative has been ongoing for years and not a single criminal has been charged. With the House and Republican hands teeing up investigations, it's become evident that you can no longer lean on your party to protect you at every turn. Well, okay, let's go after Bush. Boom. We got this, guys, don't worry. Trust the plan, trust the plan. The Arab Spring continues to rage in the Middle East. First transpiring in Tunisia, the movement has seen foreign dignitaries who acquired their positions through American support fall like dominoes. Hosni Mubarak is the latest victim suffering a potential coup, but complications have arisen, if Robert Gates is to be believed. Handing you classified information, Gates has received word from Saudi King Abdullah that Iran may be culpable for the regional instability. Abandoning Mubarak displays shades of the Shah. What's your move? Let's go with... Yeah. There we go. Okay. The atmosphere in Egypt has increased in pressure. The U.S. has reached an agreement to deploy arms and weaponry that keep Mubarak in power, but is yet to be finalized. It remains the case that your involvement has proven highly controversial. Protests, albeit small in nature, have organized accusing you of aiding a dictator. Rhodes is recommending you demand elections as a prerequisite for the shipments to send, but Gates emphasizes the need to not tie conditionals to the arms package, deriding it as a cheap attempt to quell the anger. Nope, we are going to have elections. Yes. Haha. Boop. There we go. Obama's pulling it together now. We got this. We got this. Months, years in the making, your intelligence agencies are informing you that the best opportunity to take out the notorious al-Qaeda leader, Osama bin Laden, may be at hand. CIA Director Leon Panetta and Homeland Security Advisor John Brennan present information that bin Laden, if their sources are accurate, is held up in a compound located in Abbottabad, Pakistan. They forewarn that operations' odds of success aren't guaranteed, but if you are to hesitate further, he'll have surely been relocated, if he had ever been there at all. Everyone's in the administration has their take. Biden and Gates are skeptical and aren't in favor. Clinton is cautious, but believes the risk is worth taking. What say you? We're doing it. We're doing it. Yes, we did it. The crackling of the radio transmission faded in and out. This is it. We're heading down, taking fire. For God and country! Geronimo! The Situation Room was in a frenzy. Admiral McRaven radioed in and requested elaboration, and they all heard back. Geronimo EKIA. John Cena put it in layman's terms later that night to a stadium of wrestling fans. We have caught and compromised to a permanent end Osama bin Laden. You're at your peak, and you get to thinking, maybe now it was the time to take a risk. Yeah, we're going with Hillary Clinton! Hillary! In our time together, Joe Biden, my friend, has proved himself to be a man of honor and duty. To that, I and our country remain forever grateful. But we've come to a mutual agreement, and it feels right for him to retire and for a new replacement to follow in his footsteps. I'm proud to announce Secretary Hillary Rodham Clinton as my running mate come 2012. Biden feels slighted and now effectively forced out of the administration. His public appearances dwindle into little more than photo ops. Aside from that, Clinton's announcements as the new number 2 comes with great celebration, with her riding high off a 66% approval rating according to Gallup, her best ever. Hopefully, it'll continue to hold. Well, we know how that worked out, huh? It's okay. Republicans in Congress have kept busy. Oh, look at the new Obama-Clinton thing. That's so epic. The Republicans in Congress have kept busy pursuing their fiscally conservative agenda since they've taken over. With the upcoming need to raise the debt ceiling to prevent a government, and their orthodoxy seemingly conflicting with the agenda of your own administration, it may prove problematic. Speaker John Boehner is demanding concessions from you before he can agree to let his party vote in favor of it, including cuts to government departments and programs, along with spending caps. Okay, we're gonna negotiate. Wait, no, that's not negotiated. My bad. Where's it? Yes. There we go. Bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. We got it. Look at that. We're going to win this now. Months on from the shipment of arms to Mubarak, the revolt has been crushed. Yeah! Let's go, USA, 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 Obama. And he's been able to retain power. With the condition of elections to be held by the Egyptian state, the question persists over just how these elections will transpire. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu and your intelligence agencies demand you block the Muslim Brotherhood, held in suspect by many for possible ties to terrorist organizations like Hamas, from ascending to power in subsequent election. All eyes on you. No, I'm gonna let them vote. Yep, too bad. They get to go. I'm not listening to you, Netanyahu. You are not the greatest. The emergence of a movement rallying the everyday American against the 1% is being spurred in New York City, known as Occupy Wall Street. Based? So based. They demand debt forgiveness and universal health care and other pie-in-the-sky proposals, whose feasibility of ever seeing passage right now hovers over zero, only when factoring in hypnosis or some science fiction solution. Their qualms with you mainly concern job growth, which has proven mediocre, and the recovery of our country's economy since the onset of the financial crisis, which has been stunted, to say the least. You know what? We're going to tear down the charging bull. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Wait, where is it? There we go. Melted down the charging bull. Let's go. Womp womp. Charging bull. Reports are emerging out of Florida that a shooting has occurred motivated by the fact of prejudicial sentiment. Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black child, was shot dead by George Zimmerman, who was on neighborhood watch duty at the time of the incident. He claims to have been punched repeatedly by Martin, but is also being juxtaposed that Zimmerman killed Martin for the simple fact that he was black. He has been charged with second-degree murder. The case is anticipated to further intensify the growing racial divide that continues to bubble in the U.S., on the occasion rising above the surface. You know what? We're going to do a speech. Yeah, there we go. We're speech writing. We're Obama speech writing. Axelrod and you are contemplating the upcoming general election campaign and the strategy that must be taken. No more can the optimistic fluff of 2008 be repeated. Reality has hit the administration like a wrecking ball and threw you off, forcing you to get dirty. With that in mind, the failures of your presidency can't be ignored. The combustion of healthcare reform was a major defeat for your administration, and the stink of its failure clings to you even now. The best route is thought to be emphasizing the danger of the alternative. We are going to talk to a podcast. We're going to talk about foreign policy. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Bruh. There we go. Okay, we're going against Petraeus. With a puffed chest clad in numerous military honors he's earned throughout the years, David Petraeus struts onto the stage, ready to complete his mission. He denounces your administration for its misguided foreign policy, the half measures taken to properly combat the threat of terrorism, and hits you for not properly respecting the nation you lead. The Republican convention cheers, not least among them John Kasich. How will you extinguish this domestic threat? Well, let's see. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, go with that. Boom. Go against his running mate. That always works. The first night of the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte, with unemployment still the highest it's been in 20 years, it's never been more crucial for the party to put up a good face. You're backstage with Michelle, that's weird. Okay. Plan to speak on the final night. Who did you select to start the party off with? I'm not going to go with Michelle because she's pissed at me for not passing the school breakfast stuff. So let's go with Claire McCaskill. Yeah, we'll go with them. Boom. McCaskill calls back the Democratic presidents of yesteryear, like that of Roosevelt and Kennedy, to compare you with. She ends it by alluding to your 2004 DNC speech, denying the existence of a liberal conservative America, saying there's only one, and it stands behind you. That's so epic. That's so epic. Since the convention, Petraeus opted out of typical campaigning for a global tour, sticking to his wheelhouse of foreign affairs. Glad handling the men and women of Europe, on safari with Africa local leaders, and touring shrines and temples with dignitaries in Asia. He seeks to present a more worldly statesman demeanor compared to the disheveled bureaucracy characterizing your administration. How will you counter this? I'm just gonna go at home. Yeah, we're going at home. We're campaigning on the campaign trail. Following your demands for an election to be held, proceedings have carried out smoothly, with international watchdogs keeping check of the election's legitimacy. The results have been tallied, and the winner is declared to be Mohammed Morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate. We congratulate Morsi on his victory. We're proud to help usher in the first democratic election of the Egyptian state. We look forward to cooperation and good relations with Morsi and the Egyptian people. Let's go. I love democratic elections. They're so epic. Between Petraeus' bland oratory skills and his hesitance to touch on domestic politics, you'd be quick to assume his candidacy would be a house of cards, yet it continues to truck on, without any real personal attacks you could throw at him. It's crucial to tie him to the unpopular Republicans in Congress, or so Axelrod tells you. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna go with this. There we go. Oh, we're pushing ahead. We got this now. We're in the home stretch. You're at the University of Denver for the debate. The college leans on the Obama side of the political support, though Petraeus' paraphernalia proves plentiful the closer you are to an ROTC student's dwelling. So true, patriot. You meet with the college Democrats while the college Republicans are met by Petraeus. He gave a quick, empty-calorie speech relying heavily on vague patriotic overtures, so nothing out of the ordinary. On the stage, you lock eyes with Petraeus. This should be easy, you think. Let's see. Da-na-na. Yeah, go with that. There we go. Yeah, attack him on War on Terror. No one likes that anymore. Close to Election Day, a Category 1 hurricane, after having carved its way through the Caribbean, is now setting on the east coast of the U.S. as the next target of its warpath. With a trail anticipated to cut directly through New Jersey, local and state officials are calling a state of emergency. How will you respond to one of the rare instances of disaster not directly caused by your administration? Oh, that's pretty funny. But no, Obama's based. We're going to go meet Chris Christie. Yeah. Oh, we got this. This is in the bag. This is actually in the bag. Starstruck college students, suburban moms, minority voters, union men, you're the liberal savior. By now, their adoration for you almost feels perfunctory. But each time you hear a crowd scream your name or a supporter ask for a selfie, you become more convinced that the significance of the moment is beyond your comprehension. You're destined for greatness, and your legacy is paramount to millions. Messina wants to know where you want to make your final campaign tour. We're going to do Virginia and North Carolina. Suburbia, white picket fences around houses with private wineries. They've got flags inviting all races and sexual orientations outside, saying they're welcome. It's just for show. They don't actually want people knocking on their doors for a handout or shelter, or, God forbid, to live next to them in public housing. But it's the thought that counts, right, guys? Yeah, it's the thought that counts. All right, here we go. And so basically at the end, it kind of goes like an actual election where it counts up the voting percentages and then the states come in with the results. It's pretty cool. I really like this game. And as this is going through with the election results, I just want to let you guys know I'm so glad to be back. I'm happy to be here. I feel reinvigorated. I feel energetic. I feel good about this. And I'm just doing this for fun. Like, I couldn't care less about anything else. I'm just doing this to share my enjoyment with this really cool game that I really like. And I hope you guys liked it too. And if you did like it, make sure to smash that like button, leave a comment, and maybe even subscribe to DJW Gaming. And I will upload more. I'm not going to go on another 4-year hiatus, so don't worry about that. I was gone for so long, I lost passion for it, to be honest. But I really do feel it again, you know? So I'm just glad to be back. That's what I want to say. So, it's coming in. Looks like we're doing pretty good. Oh, we won. Bum, bum, bum. But I'll let the rest of the states come in and see what happens. I think we're going to win pretty much all of the rest of them except Alaska. Oh, maybe Petraeus will win. Nope. Get out of here, Petraeus. Get out of here. And then Alaska, yeah, Petraeus wins that, of course. Achievement unlocked. The king is dead. Change comes to Washington. Revolutionary. It was revolutionary in Chicago. And then all of this other stuff. Lots of reading. And then Bernie becomes president. Based. And then this guy didn't vote for Obama. And then this is about Crimea. And yeah. David Petraeus lost. Let's go. So, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please let me know. I want to make more of this. I find it really fun, and I hope you guys liked it too. Any constructive feedback would be greatly appreciated, and I'm just so happy to be back. I hope you guys all liked it too. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.